So this is an expensive bag. This is actually one of my most expensive bags. This is the GoRuck GR1 Slick from Huckberry, 26 liter. It's a lovely bag. I really like it. 1000D Cordura. It's very like American. And you know, I have a friend in Japan who asked me about this bag, and he said, you know that we make a bag that we consider to be like our GoRuck. This is the Porter Yoshida Tanker Daypack, and this is one of the most famous mystical bags in Bagnerdia. Today we're going to talk about this bag, and it's a bag that I have owned and loved, and well, it's very, 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 very expensive. And there are a lot of reasons why you shouldn't own this bag. Like, I mean a lot of reasons why you shouldn't own this bag. But, you know what? I absolutely love this bag to death, and it's one of the bags in my collection that nobody will ever be able to take from me. So, why is that? I don't know. Let's get into it. So Porter Yoshida, they've been around since 1938. Super old company. They have been making basically this exact same bag for like 30 years or more. They don't change their designs very much. They don't change their materials very much. These bags are kind of like mythical, as I said in the introduction. And mythical in that we've all heard about them. Bag nerds have heard about Porter bags, but we just, you know, I mean, I live in Asia, so I have one. But a lot of bag nerds who don't live in Asia don't have them. There are a lot of reasons why, when you get this bag, you'd probably be disappointed from a usability standpoint, and that's a little bit about what I want to cover today. So this is going to be a long video, and if you're not a bag nerd, you're probably not going to be interested, but if you are a bag nerd, this might be a cool one for you. I decided to go top down with this one instead of the view of me, just because I think that people want to see this bag more directly. So let's get into it. Basically, this bag is made of a material that's the same material that MA1 bomber jackets are made of. And it's like a kind of a plush, satiny sort of material. It almost feels like a really like expensive down jacket. And it's just so touchable, like squeezable. Can you feel that? I mean, you can't feel that, but you want to feel that, right? There's like a little logo right here, which is you know, what we all pay for. It says Yoshida Company, Porter, Tokyo, Japan. These bags are all made in Japan by hand. So, I mean, I guess that's a little bit about what you pay for. Whether or not it's something you want to pay for, I guess you're gonna have to find out yourself. Now, on the exterior of the bag, basically there is one big pocket here, which is like a pocket we'll get into in a minute. It's a very big, it's almost like a bag in itself, like a mini GoRuck. You can imagine this is kind of like a mini GoRuck with like a small little, I mean, it stops like right here, the zipper. And then there's a front pocket here, and we'll get into the pockets and all that in a minute. First, before we get into the pockets, let's get into the back of the bag. So, the straps are padded very nicely. They have a nice feeling. They're not as like stiff as something like a GoRuck, but they are nice. They have mesh on the back. You can see here, some mesh. There is a sternum strap that kind of slides a lot, so it's not super useful. It unbuttons like so. So you can unbutton it and you can move it to one of the different sides here. There are rings all the way across. There are these metal D-rings here. If you want to hang something, I guess. There is a waist strap. Now, this is one of my annoyances with the bag, as somebody who owns it and uses it. This waist strap, while very nice, and it uses UTX Duraflex hardware, all the best in this bag. The materials are all the best. Like, I mean like literally the best. But this is not removable and nowhere to stuff it, so it just sits there all the time, right here. In my case, my back kind of rests like here, so it doesn't matter so much because this is like under where my, kind of like where my ass is really, so it doesn't matter a whole lot. But if that's something for you, they do add these kind of hooks here that you can like wrangle it up, but it's not ideal, I will say. There's metal hardware here on the bottom. These, I've seen them patina really nicely on guys' bags who use it a lot, and they do lock into place very well, so your bag doesn't slide around. No strap keepers, considering, can you see that? A lot of dangle. I use my Tom Bin strap keepers on this when I use it all the time. I think it's a little bit different when you live in a country as clean as Japan, because it doesn't really matter so much if this is dangling. If you're somewhere where it's not so clean, this might bother you. As you can see, there is absolutely no foam or breathability here. There's just some stitch lines. This helps with the bag like kind of curve as it sits on your back, and it is a comfortable bag to use, although it's not like the most comfortable bag you'll ever use, certainly. Top handle is very reminiscent of something like recycled firefighter, I guess you could say. It's just like two pieces of webbing wrapped upon itself, and there are these two little things here where you can hang stuff if you want. There are compression straps on the side here, so they are all Duraflex, very nice hardware. You can compress the bag down to be very like slim if you want it to be. I know this bag is black, I apologize, tough to see, but you know, it is what it is. So you can compress it down like quite a lot if you want. I have a camera cube here, so that's why it's not compressing on the bottom, but you can make it very flat if you want to, because the material is like very malleable. I'm just gonna undo them now for the sake of the video. This bag makes actually one of the best places to use this bag for, in my opinion, is like minimal travel. And I'll talk about that in a bit. I think it's gonna end up being my diaper bag, which, sad story for a bag as beautiful as this, but that's kind of how it goes. Because in my opinion, this is one of the best looking bags I've ever seen. Bar none, period. Gets the most looks, the most amount of compliments, even from people who have no idea about bags. Now, into the bag. So there's one zipper here in the front. Now these zippers are all YKK, but they're YKK metal tooth zippers. So they are not for the faint of heart. They're smooth as they break in. So they have broken in a little bit, and they're quite smooth as you can see, but at first they are just like toothy fuckers. You'll see like metal shards flying all over the place, because when they're breaking in, you get like, when I say shards, I mean like literally looks like glitter. Not really a big deal, but it's something that's disconcerting if you come from a place like GoRuck. Now, people will think GoRuck's metal, but GoRuck doesn't use metal zippers. Neither does basically any other company that's not a luxury company. Most of the zippers they're metal pulls and metal like little these things, but the actual teeth themselves are, if you look very carefully, are plastic. And high quality plastic, but these are purely metal. So now you're not going to be able to see into this pocket, but you can imagine this is one big space here that goes like all the way down to there, and then all the way up to here, so you can put something long. And there are two pockets here that are like big enough for something like this wallet. So this wallet, this is a GoRuck wallet. It fits perfectly in one of those pockets, and there are two of them here. I'm not gonna bother showing you because it's just darkness in there. There is orange lining, but it's on the other side, so tough to see. I tend to use this pocket as like a dump ball pocket, and it works great for that. And in use, great pocket, much better than something like a GoRuck, because of this material is so malleable, you can get into it quite easily. In front of that pocket, so I don't know if you can see this because it's so black, but there is a gap here. That is all space. This pocket is all space. It's the old kind of like 3D assault pack vibe, where it has like the bag on top of the bag. And yeah, this follows that kind of perfectly. Now, this pocket, again, the zippers, these pulls, they're like a zipper pull here. I added that myself. They don't come with zipper pulls, they just come with the little tabs. The tabs are custom, it says Porter, very nice and very luxurious feeling. Now, if I open this, there are two zippers here, so you can open from both sides if you want. They only open to here, so it's quite, even though it's a deep pocket, and you can see it's orange here, which makes it a little bit easier to see. I have my Nomadic brewing hat from my buddy John, made in the USA, lovely hat, love it. I'm usually wearing it. Thanks, John. And then this is just the stuff sack, or stuff pocket. There's no compartments here, but I love using it for like bigger stuff. Works amazing for that. This is one of my favorite accessories from the same company. I haven't shown it in my videos because usually I'm using it, but this is, you can see here, it uses this very cool mechanism that Evergoods once used on a bag. You just go like this and it opens. And I stuff like extra t-shirts that I'm gonna wear during the day in here, hot in Korea. And if you wanna close it, you just pull it and it closes like so. This is also from the same company, Porter Yoshida. Now this is orange lining on the inside that feels like the inside of a down jacket kind of. And as I said, no pockets in here. There's some stitching here. That is from the Velcro that's on the inside. Let me do that guy up. As you can see, like the zippers have gotten like fairly smooth in my time using it, like so. And but as I said, like even right now I can see some little metal. But I have had friends who've had one of these bags for like 20 years and the zippers are just absolute butter. One more thing I didn't mention about this bag is on the bottom here, there are places that you could put like straps to tie like a bedroll on. I don't know who's using this bag for camping, but I guess stranger things have happened. So now we're into the main compartment. The main compartment opens like so. You have two zippers here, there, and it opens like maybe 80% clamshell. So even though it's not technically a clamshell bag, it does kind of clamshell open. This is from Direct Action. It's actually part of a bag called the Ghost. And when I am using a bag that doesn't have a lot of organization, I tend to use this because it lies flat and all my organization is done in here. And my iPad also sits in the back there. And it's big enough for my iPad or my laptop. And in a GoRuck, it actually mollies onto the back panel. So I love this. It's a great accessory. I wish it wasn't multicam, but sits in the bag, so what do I care? On the back here, you'll be interested to know there's no laptop sleeve in this bag. From what I've seen, most people that use this bag daily, they use this front pocket as their laptop sleeve. Now that's not ideal for weight distribution, but I tried it and it actually works perfectly fine that way. So there is this front pocket here, and that's like padded, raised up off the bottom, so it's perfectly nice as a laptop thing. It's just not super comfortable there because it's not against your back. In this back sleeve, you could put a tablet or something, but it's literally just material. I tend to put like my GoRuck wire dop in here, and in here I have just like stuff for like my passport and that kind of stuff. And I'm gonna shove that back in there so I don't forget, or so that I don't forget to put it back in. In the bottom here, I use a camera cube, and this is just like how do I say? This is just like the dust bag for this bag, and I just put it in there to make it look better because this camera cube is a mystery wrench thing, and then I put another camera cube inside. I know it's too much, but this bag doesn't want to stand up on its own, but if I put this camera cube thing in there, it stands up on its own. I mean, it kind of slouches over, but it still stands up on its own because the bottom is slightly slanted. It doesn't bother me too much. This bag is so pretty to use in person that it tends to not bother me, those type of things. Now that it's empty, you can see that the clamshell opening is quite clamshelly. Put your stuff in and pack it out. That's why I think as a minimal bag, it's great as like a minimal travel bag. There is one Velcro pocket here, which I don't have anything in aside from the actual dust bag. This is like a shopping bag, dust bag. No more pockets on this thing. That's kind of it. That's the end. I mean, I thought this video was going to be like an hour, but apparently it's not. In terms of usability, so some of the things that I think would annoy the average user about this bag is, well, the zippers, because the zippers take time. And when I say time, I mean like time. Like weeks and months to get good. Before that, they are just very stiff. They catch. And the reason they catch is because, one, they're really toothy metal zippers, so that's automatically not going to be super smooth, even though they are YKK. But the issue also is that this bag is really floppy. Can you see how floppy that is? And when a bag doesn't have structure, the zippers tend not to flow. Now you can see mine is flowing now, of course, because it's broken in a little bit and because it's on camera. So you can see it just snagged there a little bit around that corner because it's floppy. And when you're paying like the amount of money that this bag costs, that would be annoying for some people. So what I'll say is, if you look at this bag and you think this is the prettiest bag you've ever seen, or like one of the prettiest bags you've ever seen, and you're a bag nerd, then by all means get it. It's $800 Yes, I said 800 US dollars if you want to buy it in America. Here in Korea, it's much cheaper. And in Japan, it's, well, I mean, I say much cheaper. It's around 600 here or in Japan. So I think Japan is 49,000 yen, which equates to about $500. In Korea, it's about 600,000 won, which is about $550. It all depends on what you want and how much you want to spend on a bag that is very basic. Doesn't even have a proper laptop sleeve. There's no form of like proper organization, but in the end, this bag is just something to behold. And I always look at this bag and think, geez, that is just so fucking beautiful. In terms of durability, I don't have any idea about the warranty of this bag, but I've seen so many of them that are 15 years old, 20 years old, that are still exactly in perfect condition and just look beautiful, even more beautiful. So from my point of view, like, I don't know, durability, is it a thing? Of course. Am I ever going to use this bag enough for that to be a problem? Probably not. And in the end, I bought this bag to enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do with it. So that's it for this bag. Now, if you have any questions about this guy, because I know it's a bit of a rare and weird one, feel free to shoot me a message in the comments below. The next couple of bags that are going to be on the channel are very interesting, like the Gorak GR1 Heritage and a couple more sort of tactical style bags, which I've been enjoying lately. Also, look forward to, I'm going to do a top 10, my top 10 bags of all time. This is 100% on that list, as you might imagine. Talk soon. Peace, kids. Bye-bye. I'm gonna use this bag today, so. One thing I forgot to mention is that this is a 23 liter bag, apparently. It's supposed to be a 23 liter bag. In my opinion, it's like much bigger than 23 liters. I would say this is closer to 30 in use. So as a minimal travel bag, it's great.